I was a bit of an idiot in this video and I recorded it at like 12:30 at night and I was quite sick during it. And so I look absolutely dead by the end of it. And so the product's not going to be the greatest. Should certainly stopped talking as in depth as I thought I would in the last couple of games, but that's sort of what I could go with in order to get out a couple of videos. So you're just going to have to deal with it for the next couple of videos, unfortunately. But play the video now. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Premiership Quarter. Today, I'm going to be doing my tips for the opening round of the 2024 AFL season. It was a bit confusing for me to say because it's not round one anymore, it is actually opening round, which I still don't really get the idea, especially because the not the NHL, the NRL is actually still playing, and it's only a few teams that have gone to Vegas. And so the point of having games up in Queensland and Sydney are kind of pointless now. But oh well, they've decided to do it. It's Meatball Day and Meatball for Dion Prestia. So I'm going to be entering my tips on Squiggle. It's what I use to help me picture the ladder because something like ESPN's footy tips don't give a ladder after you've entered your tips. To start with, I am going to be doing Sydney versus Melbourne as it's the opening game for the season. Now, I think with Sydney's injury mix not looking great in their midfield at the moment, uh, Callum Mills obviously is not going to be playing. Taylor Adams, I believe, has picked up an injury as well. And I think they're going to be looking a bit thin. And then Melbourne have also stated that Clayton Oliver, Billings, Caleb Windsor, and someone else, I think Howes is his might be his name, is going to be playing. I think Melbourne's midfield will probably get the chance to get on top because I don't think someone like James Jordan will be able to contend alongside Warner and Goulden in that midfield. I just don't see it happening really. And then Braden Campbell would be another one who'd probably get some more midfield time. I'm just not a huge fan of it. And I just think also with Grundy and Gawn being the two, with Grundy's performances in the preseason compared to Gawn's is just clearly the best. So I think in terms of the midfield battle, Melbourne quite clearly get on top. In terms of Sydney's forward line, I think their tools are going to struggle. It's going to be May and it's going to be Lever, and I think they can very easily contain any of McLean, McDonald, or Amati as the three. And I also think Sydney's smalls actually will be the most dominant of the forwards for Sydney, especially Papley. I don't see a great matchup for him because you've got Salem and you've got Rivers and you've got McVee as probably the three more small to medium sized Melbourne defenders. But I just think with Melbourne's forward line, the smalls with McAdam, with Pickett, I think they'll be able to get on top. You've got Sparrow, and then I think Petrarca and Oliver in the midfield, like I said, will get on top. And I've got Melbourne winning only slightly by about 14 points. We've got Brisbane versus Carlton. I think this one's pretty obvious with Wiedering not playing. Also, Sam Walsh and Jesse Motlop, I believe, are out for 2 weeks. And so that's really not good for Carlton. They might struggle in the first couple of weeks. And I just think that Danaher and Hipwood will be able to get on top. It's going to be a great midfield battle as well. Whether Carlton go with Pidnett and De Koning will be interesting to go up against McInerney and Danaher, because it could also mean that Brisbane can stretch Carlton's forward line a little bit with Mackay and Kerno. Obviously, Kerno struggled a little bit against them last season in the final, but I think their midfield battle will be great. You got Neal, you got Dunkley, you got McCluggage against Cripps. No Walsh, but Chera. You're going to have Doherty in there. You're going to have Hewitt. I just think it'll be a really good battle in there. But I just think with no Wiedering, I think Brisbane win it and a bit more comfortably by about 27 points. Now, this one's going to be interesting. You've obviously got the Hardwick and Prestia game. You've also got the Brandon Ellis game. And it'll be quite interesting because I think Gold Coast are quite clearly the more talented team. And without Tom Lynch, I don't think Richmond have a chance to keep up with Gold Coast up there. Now, they do struggle with consistency, Gold Coast, and they also can struggle to start seasons, but they can also play really well at times. And I think with Hardwick, it's a new coach, first season under Hardwick. There'll be a bit of flame. I think their midfield will beast Richmond's to start with. I think Witt can really get on top of either Nankervis or Naismith, and he'll really feed Rao, Miller, Anderson, and they'll probably get on top quite quickly in the game. And I also see Gold Coast forward line being very damaging, even without Jed Walter. So I'm going to have Gold Coast winning by about 3.5, 4 goals, about a 20 point margin. Now, this one for me is going to be game of the round between GWS and Collingwood. I believe Collingwood are going to be the better team throughout the season, but it is up in Sydney and GWS do like to play there. It's going to be a great matchup. They obviously played one of the best games last season in that prelim final at the G. And I just think with Collingwood only really improving their list, I don't think GWS did. They're going to be hoping for a lot of internal improvement with some of their youngsters. I just think Collingwood, they've said it a few times, it's getting back to work, not going for back-to-back. I just think they'll have the edge. I think Dacos will come out on fire. I think De Goey will only continue his excellent form from last season. And I see their small forwards being really damaging for a GWS defense that is slightly taller than average, with Taylor, with Buckley, with Iden, with Himmelberg. It's a bit taller than a lot of other defenses, and I just think Collingwood Smalls will be able to get them a little bit. And with how Collingwood defend, I think they'll slightly get the win by about 7 points. So it is going to be a shorter video because there is only going to be 4 games. But those are my tips. I've got Brisbane winning, Gold Coast winning, Melbourne winning, and Collingwood winning. If you like the video, please hit the like button. It will help greatly in the YouTube algorithm. Leave your thoughts in the comments below on who you might think win, and thanks for watching.